Hey. Look at me, chat. I'm on Journey 2. So they keep your map, and they keep all of the dungeons as well. They just don't have names because you haven't been to them? Oh, they do have names. Hmm. Oh, look at that. They even keep your markers. Okay. Well, to give a quick review of the game, I thought the game was fantastic, obviously. It was really fun. Um, the thing that made it not fun are these dungeons here. And it's not like the dungeons themselves weren't fun. It's that the fact that a lot of them, if not all of them, are basically copy paste from the other ones. So, for instance, like all of the caves look the same, all of the tunnels look the same. Um, Instead of making them unique, they're all the same. Like these divine towers are all the same, and it's obvious why they did that. It's to just save space, reusing things that they already had instead of having to think of more unique things. I felt like if the areas were more unique, it would have been better. Like this area over here was really cool compared to this area slash this area because these two giant areas were basically the same. Mine is this one that had like tainted lands, but not that much, and it's like, well, either way, they kind of look the same. I don't even remember this section at all. It's just a mountain. I like this place because, again, this was totally unique compared to the other places. So, if anything, they had one, two, three, maybe four unique areas, which is a lot, I guess you can say. It was good, but I mean, overall, they all just kind of had the same feel to them, so that kind of brought the grade down a little. Um, Including the dungeons that they just kind of all look the same. When you actually entered areas like castles and whatnot, those were pretty nice because it was different from everything else, even though a lot of it kind of just felt the same. So just overall, what brings down the grade of the game is just a lot of it is too samey instead of different. And that's probably because of how big the damn game is. So if we like look at this, see 112 hours. So a lot of it was just the same. So if it had more unique things, it would be so much better. And then again, you could use the same thing when it came to like Bloodborne and the Souls games. I guess not so much the Souls games, more like Bloodborne. Because when it came to Bloodborne, a lot of it was pretty much you knew what you were looking at. Like it wasn't really all that different, but I mean this is me talking from like probably a year or two ago, maybe a year. I don't know. When it comes to the Souls games, I do feel like a lot of the areas are pretty damn unique because they're all like their own little sections, so they don't have to feel like it has to look like something else like this game does. But yeah. I definitely would not recommend this to a beginner just because like a person that's never played any Souls games due to the fact that um mainly because of the size of the game. Because for example, like if you were to suggest this game to anyone that's never played a Souls game, they're gonna be like, "Wow, this place is freaking massive." So when they want to go back and play the other games because they finally gave a Souls game a try, they're gonna be very much disappointed by the size because it's gonna be like, "Oh well." you kind of just started and you're already done. That would probably be the only reason. Another one is, again, the size, meaning if you're not into open world games, you're probably not going to like this because of just how massive the game is. If I would have known that the game was this massive, I probably would not have played it. Because, again, like on day 15 probably, I just started feeling like, when is just the game going to be done? And by the time I was in day 15, I think I was here, maybe down here. So I still had this section, this entire section, this section here, this tree up here, plus this entire thing down here. Like, I still had pretty much like 40 to 50% of the game still to look through. I would probably say 40%, but due to the fact that, like, you look at this and it's like, oh, that's pretty small, but you actually enter it and it's massive, it's like, holy crap, man. So yeah, even though it's pretty small compared to the map, like, these areas still take quite a long time to go through. So that would be my only reason why I wouldn't be able to suggest this to a beginner, is because if you're not into open world games, you're probably not going to enjoy the game at all. And if you kind of just speed through, like go from the beginning to the end, like, you're going to be massively underleveled, and then it's just going to make you dislike the game even more because of how difficult it is. There was a lot of repeat enemies instead of, you know, their own unique enemies. Like, you have wolves in the ice section, and then you have wolves in the forest, and then you have wolves in the beginning. It's like, what? You pretty much had a lot of the same enemies, like, thrown throughout instead of giving us more unique enemies. So whenever I saw a new enemy that looked new to me, I was like, oh, hey, look at that, a new enemy. Because, you know, a lot of it was the same thing. A lot of it was the same thing. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of samey. So due to the fact that a lot of the castles, dungeons, and caves all look pretty much the same, a lot of the land, like a lot of these giant lands, look either the same or it uses the same layout but with slightly different like grass or trees and whatnot, or rocks, like, or even levels. Like, you know, you have higher levels compared to the stuff that you start underneath, like where you begin. So for instance, like, a lot of this is mountains, so you have to start from, let's say, down here to go up to, and then go higher up, otherwise you can't just like run straight. So yeah, a lot of it is just the same, unfortunately. But it's probably for obvious reasons. They wanted to have a massive scope of the game, and that's fine, but yeah, a lot of it is just the same. So if you're into the samey kind of thing, then hey, you're good to go. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's definitely an 8. I don't know if I would give this game a game of the year, that's for sure, but that's probably what's going to happen. It's probably gonna get a game of the year. Also, I didn't even know this thing existed. It says 0%. I didn't realize that was actually giving me progress for the game. But if we go here, there, see, I got 31 of 42 achievements. I did want to get 100%, but no, I'm good. I'm good. I already started the second journey, as they like to call it, and I'm not interested in doing that. So yeah, I'd probably have a not good review when it comes to the game, but I mean, to be honest, a freaking 8 out of 10 is still not bad. It is still not bad.